I'm going to, anybody want to try the shoulder?
Hombro. Hombro.
So again, we're going to do a little bit on the shoulder positioning and to show you how to work with the shoulder a little bit if somebody have a problem with frozen shoulder or some kind of difficulties in range of movement. So I want you to lie down, looking down first. So you're looking through that. So now, let's say this lady has a pain. The most important thing to think of first is sometimes they don't have a position. They have so much pain to find where to put their hand. Sometimes I found that this is the only place they feel comfortable when it's hanging.
Entonces, si ella tiene un dolor de hombro, una de las cosas iniciales es hay que encontrar la posición donde ella no se siente dolor. ¿No?
So in this case, let's say she can at least be flexible. So what I usually do is this, try to go this way. First, I like to start this way because problem with the frozen shoulder is the capsulitis. It's inflammation of the capsule and it's just really stiff.
Normalmente la causa es inflamación de la cápsula que causa el...
If you look at this joint now, there is no space here. Okay? So this space, it will be my advantage of work.
Hay un espacio en esta articulación y va a aprovechar de este espacio para poder trabajar.
In this case, what you do, you just hold the position and then you just give, you see that? So what I'm doing actually, I'm stretching the inner or the front part of the capsule. So you actually can work into this.
Está estirando la parte interior de la parte.
So you just push a little bit. Remember, frozen shoulder is painful. Yeah? So you can start lower. You can start here or here, whichever place you want to work on. So here I can get a little bit of traction. Yeah, sorry? Yeah, so in this case, you have to make sure that the comfort of the patient first, because you cannot put them in this position, it's painful. You need to find the comfort part for the patient first, okay? And then from there, you're also working with traction. So in this case, there is a small traction there.
Ahí está trabajando con tracción después de encontrar la posición cómoda para el paciente.
So you can start doing this kind of, and then also you can start doing a little bit of rotation.
Aquí puedes también hacer algo de rotación.
Okay, and then once it's getting better, then you start again going up and stretching right in the center, slowly.
Y cuando se mejore, ya puedes comenzar a estirar un poco más, ¿no? Gradualmente estirando.
And then you go higher, and then again. So because this part is going down, this one is coming up, so you're doing this actually, yeah? So once we finish there, then what I need to do is to get this hand this way. Then I can start working in a different angle. So just a second. So from here I can do this. Now I'm putting traction and rotation at the same time.
Ahora está haciendo tracción y
So I
rotación
can
a la
just
vez.
get a good traction there and then do this. This is really nice when you do. So here I'm pulling away. This one I'm pulling away. So I'm doing traction at the same time with a small rotation. So this is part of how to work. So here I'm holding the scapula, but here I'm doing traction at the same time. So what happened to the joint capsule? It stretches.
Con la tracción y la rotación está estirando la cápsula de la articulación.
Okay, so remember with frozen shoulder, I cannot do this. This is impossible already with frozen shoulder. So this is become much later. But in the beginning, so can you turn around? I'll show you a different way to do it. So this was one side of the capsule. Now let's try the other side of the capsule. So in that case, here.
Ahora van a trabajar el otro lado de la cápsula.
So again, here we can do a different thing. Like from here, I'm just working into that way. So here, and then you stretch and relieve. Stretch and relieve. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just going on this part of the capsule because it's very common to get more pain here when they do external rotation, because this is always the problem. They always do this kind of thing. The moment they add rotation, it's painful. So we need there. That's where I am now. So you work in this place. You can always start here because this is neutral position and this is easy. But the more you come further, the more pain you get.
Entonces puedes comenzar así en esta posición y gradualmente expandirse, dependiendo del dolor del paciente, ¿no?
So you can go slowly like this, stretching more, and then go back. And then again, working from this angle to that. It's about 10-15 degrees, coming in, slowly stretching. And again, you can add more traction to that place. See that? So you add more traction and you work into these angles.
Puedes hacer más tracción.
Yeah. So this is very important to work in that. But the very common problem with frozen shoulder is the subscapular muscles right there. This is painful. This is, if you don't treat this place, you did not do anything.
Entonces hay que hacer un tratamiento de los músculos subscápulas también.
It's really, this is the most painful one.
Es el lugar más doloroso,
And the most important
pero
one
lo más importante.
of the all. There are 17 muscles. I don't remember if you have counted them, but there are 17 muscles on the shoulder.
Son 17 músculos en el hombro, ¿no?
And this is number one to treat when you're treating frozen shoulder. And it's right there, just because most of people say, I have pain here, but actually it's under the scapula. I don't know if you have studied the trigger point chart. There are so many trigger point charts, but infraspinatus trigger, it comes here. So in this case, what is here, it's also the subscapular area. So you really need to go under the scapula, right there. Right there. Just remember, please warn them. I'm warning you. Remember there is lymph nodes here. Yeah? You are not supposed to go inside the under armpit. You're not supposed to go there. It's behind there. There you go. See, she's in pain. So you really need to go in, where the trigger point is, not in the lymph nodes.
No debes ir en los linfáticos.
Yes. So it's important that you don't go there. You don't want to start damaging there because she can get a lot of inflammation, a lot of pain. So you just need to go right in this edge here, and then you go behind it. That's where you find 99% of all frozen shoulder. You need to do this. So that's a gift to you today, if you haven't. Sorry. So now, while she's here, so this is what you can use with this arm swing. It helps you to get this movement back. Okay?